The first time I saw her, she was standing at the center of the arena, like a blade. Not a person. Not even something I could immediately recognize as alive. Just precision. Symmetry. A form that seemed carved from logic itself. Her body shimmered in overlapping layers of translucent geometry, folding and unfolding like living glass. Colors rippled across her surface. Violet, silver, deep blue, like thoughts made visible. And she was looking directly at me. Human, she said. Her voice didn't travel through the air. It arrived fully formed inside my mind, sharp, cold, undeniable. You are the one who requested this challenge. I swallowed. The arena was massive, an orbital structure suspended above a dying star. Around us, thousands of alien observers watched from layered platforms, their forms wildly different. Tendrils, crystalline clusters, hovering masses of light. The interstellar accord had gathered them all here. And me. Yes, I said. That's me. A ripple of curiosity passed through the crowd. Humans were still new to the galactic stage. Still underestimated. She tilted, her entire form bending slightly, like light refracting. You do not appear impressive. I couldn't help it. I smiled. Yeah, I said. We get that a lot. Her designation was Vera, 9, a construct from the Luminari Collective, a species that had abandoned physical biology thousands of years ago. They existed as adaptive, semi-physical intelligences, capable of reshaping themselves at will. They were known for one thing: perfection. Perfect logic. Perfect form. Perfect efficiency. They didn't lose. Not in strategy, not in combat, not in anything. So when I filed a challenge request, human versus Luminari representative, it had caused a bit of a stir. The challenge wasn't just physical. It was layered. 3 trials. Mind. Perception. Truth. Win 2 out of 3, and humanity would earn full recognition as a Tier 1 species. Lose, and we'd remain classified as developing. We needed this. Badly. State your readiness. Vera, 9 said. I'm ready. The arena dimmed. The star outside flickered, its light refracted through energy fields, casting shifting patterns across the platform. Trial 1, the overseer announced, a massive, ancient being whose voice echoed like gravity itself. Cognitive convergence. The world dissolved. I stood in a forest. At least, it looked like a forest. Trees stretched upward, but their trunks were made of flowing data streams, numbers cascading like water. The ground pulsed beneath my feet, shifting between soil and circuitry. Vera, 9, stood across from me, her form adapting to the environment, her geometry becoming more organic, her edges softening into something almost natural. This is a shared cognitive space, she said. A problem will be presented. We will solve it simultaneously. Got it. The air shimmered, and a structure appeared between us, a massive, shifting construct made of interlocking patterns. It changed constantly, rearranging itself faster than I could track. A recursive paradox engine, she said. Elegant. Looks like a headache, I muttered. Your species is not known for high-order abstraction. Yeah, well, I said, rolling my shoulders. We're good at other things. The problem was simple in theory. Stabilize the construct. Find a configuration that wouldn't collapse into contradiction. Vera, 9, moved first. Her body split into dozens of smaller fragments, each analyzing a different aspect of the structure. Data streamed around her, calculations unfolding at impossible speeds. I stood there, watching, feeling. Are you not attempting a solution? She asked. I am, I said. You are idle. I'm thinking. She paused just for a fraction of a second. Then she resumed, faster than before. I closed my eyes. Humans weren't the fastest thinkers in the galaxy. Not the most precise. Not the most logical. But we were different. We didn't just process information. We felt it. The construct wasn't just math. It had rhythm, flow, like music, like a story trying to resolve itself. I stepped forward. Stop, Vera, 9 said. You will destabilize. I touched the structure. Everything exploded into color.
Not literally.
But my mind flooded with patterns, loops, contradictions, echoes of solutions that almost worked. It felt wrong. Not broken. Incomplete. You're overthinking it, I said. That is not a valid criticism. You're trying to solve every possibility, I said. But what if the answer isn't perfect? She stilled. There is always a perfect solution. Not where I come from. I moved my hands through the construct, not calculating but guiding, letting certain patterns collapse, letting imperfection exist. The structure resisted, then it settled. Not perfectly stable, but stable enough. The contradictions didn't vanish. They balanced, like tension in a chord. The forest went silent. The overseer's voice returned. Trial 1 complete. A pause. Result: human victory. The arena snapped back into existence. A wave of murmurs swept through the audience. Vera, 9, reformed beside me, her structure sharper now, more rigid. You introduced instability, she said. I introduced balance. It is inefficient. It works. She didn't respond, but I could feel it, something shifting in her awareness. Curiosity. Trial 2, the overseer announced. Perceptual divergence. The arena changed again. This time, it became a vast gallery. Endless corridors stretched in every direction, lined with images.
No.
Not images. Experiences. Each frame contained a moment, a life, a memory, a reality. Some were familiar. Stars, planets, beings. Others were incomprehensible. You must identify the anomaly, the overseer said. One of these is false. A fabrication. Vera, 9, moved instantly, scanning thousands of frames at once. I walked. Slowly. Speed is essential, she said. Not for me. You will fall behind. Maybe. I stopped in front of a frame. A child. Human. Sitting on a rooftop, looking at the stars. I felt something tighten in my chest. Sentimental bias. Vera, 9 said. Irrelevant. Maybe. I kept walking. Frame after frame.
War. Peace. Birth. Death.
Alien oceans. Crystalline deserts. Cities made of sound. Vera, 9 spoke again. I have narrowed it to 3 possibilities. Probability analysis suggests. You're doing it again, I said. Doing what? Trying to be perfect. That is the objective. No, I said quietly. It's not. I stopped at a frame near the end of a corridor. It looked ordinary. A being non-human standing alone in a room. Nothing remarkable, but something felt off. Not wrong. Empty. This one, I said. Vera, 9 paused. That is statistically unlikely. I know. You cannot justify it. I don't need to. She extended part of herself into the frame, analyzing it. Seconds passed. Then, it is incorrect, she said. The overseer's voice echoed again. Trial 2 complete. Another pause. Result: human victory. The arena erupted. Not in noise. Many of the species present didn't make sound, but in reaction. Waves of color, energy fluctuations, shifts in form. Humans weren't supposed to win. Not against the Luminari. Not like this. Vera, 9 turned to me. You selected it without sufficient data. Yeah. Explain. I hesitated. Then I shrugged. It didn't feel real. That is not a valid metric. It is for me. She was silent for a long moment. Then, your species relies heavily on subjective interpretation. Yeah, I said. We call it intuition. It is inefficient. I grinned. And yet, here we are. Trial 3, the overseer said. The arena dimmed. This is the final trial. I felt it before I saw it. A weight. Not physical. Something deeper. Trial 3, truth. The world shifted one last time. We stood in a void. No ground.
No sky.
Just endless, soft darkness. Vera, 9, floated across from me, her form quieter now. Less sharp. This trial, the overseer said, cannot be computed. It cannot be solved through logic or perception. A pause. You will each ask the other a question. I blinked. That's it. The answer must be true. Vera, 9, turned toward me. This is inefficient. Seems pretty straightforward to me.
She studied me.
Then, I will ask first. Go ahead. She moved closer. Why did you challenge me? I opened my mouth. Closed it. Because the easy answer, the official answer, was clear. For humanity. For recognition. For status. But that wasn't the whole truth. I wanted to see you, I said. She stilled. Explain. I read about your species, I said. Perfect beings. Perfect minds. Perfect forms. Yes. And I wondered, I hesitated, what that actually looks like. Her structure shifted slightly. You have now observed it. Yeah, I said softly. I have. Then your objective is complete. Not quite. Why not? I met her gaze, if she even had one. Because I don't think you're perfect. The void seemed to tighten. That is incorrect. See, I said gently. That's what I mean. Her form sharpened again. You have not provided sufficient justification. I don't need to, I said. It's just how I see you. That is subjective. Exactly. A long silence. Then the overseer spoke. Your answer has been received. Another pause. Truth acknowledged. My turn, I said. Vera, 9, faced me. Proceed. I took a breath. This wasn't strategy anymore. Wasn't about winning. It felt different. What do you think of humans?
She didn't hesitate.
You are inefficient, emotionally volatile, prone to error. I smiled. Yeah, we know. You lack consistency. Your decisions are often irrational. Also true. You are unpredictable. I nodded. And she paused. Just for a moment. But this time I noticed. And intriguing. I blinked. Really? Yes. Why? She hesitated again. I do not have sufficient data. I laughed softly. Fair enough. I took a step closer. Can I ask a follow-up? That is not within the parameters. Please. She considered it. Then, proceed. I looked at her, really looked at the shifting colors, the impossible geometry, the way her form seemed to exist in multiple states at once. And I realized something. Something simple. Something obvious. Have you ever wondered, I said slowly, what you look like to us? She tilted. Explain. I mean, you know how you see yourself. Perfect. Logical. Optimized. Yes. But that's not how I see you. She went still. How do you see me? I smiled. And I told her the truth. You're beautiful.
The void changed.
Not dramatically.
But subtly.
Like a breath held too long finally released. Vera, 9, didn't move. Didn't speak. Her form flickered, just slightly, her geometry destabilizing for the first time since I'd seen her. That is incorrect, she said, but her voice lacked certainty. It's not. Define beautiful. I shrugged. I can't. That is not a valid response. It's the only one I've got. She moved closer. Closer than before. Your species assigns aesthetic value based on symmetry, color, proportion. Yeah, I said. Sometimes. Then by your own standards, It's not about standards, I interrupted gently. Then what is it about? I thought about it. About the way she moved. The way she tried so hard to be perfect. The tiny pauses when she didn't understand something. It's about how you make me feel, I said. She froze. That is illogical. Yeah, I said. It is. Silence stretched between us. Then, why? She asked. I smiled. Because you're trying, I said. Because you're curious. Because you're not as perfect as you think you are. That is a flaw. Exactly. She processed that. For a long time. Then, that is new. Welcome to humanity, I said. The overseer's voice returned. Trial 3 complete. A pause. Longer than the others. Result. The void seemed to hold its breath. Inconclusive. I frowned. What does that mean? It means, the overseer said, that neither participant provided a fully computable truth. I glanced at Vera, 9.
She was still looking at me.
Still processing. But the overseer continued. A determination has been made. The void dissolved. We were back in the arena. The crowd was silent. Waiting. Final result, the overseer said. Humanity has demonstrated adaptive cognition, perceptual intuition, and emotional truth. A pause. Classification updated. Tier 1 species. The arena erupted. Energy waves. Light pulses. Signals of recognition from 1,000 different civilizations. We did it. I let out a breath I didn't realize I'd been holding. Then I looked at Vera, 9. She hadn't reacted to the announcement. She was still focused on me. You did not win the final trial, she said. Guess not. And yet, your species succeeded. Sometimes that's enough. She tilted. Human. Yeah. She paused. Then, am I beautiful? I smiled. Yeah, I said. You are. Her form shimmered. Not perfectly. Not symmetrically, but differently. And for the first time, the most perfect being in the galaxy looked something else entirely. She looked real.